In this video tutorial, I just want to walk you through, after you've calculated the flow accumulation grid shown here, how you can threshold that just with classification to try and see the stream network. The default comes out here with a color ramp stretched from black at no cells above you to millions of cells above you in this particular case. And so the closer to white this is, the more contributing cells there are to that stream. So what we'll do here is we'll change the display properties, and I'm going to move this down here so I can see it a little better, and go to symbology and change it from a stretched color ramp to a classified. Change it to 2 classes, and then what you can do here is click on classify and edit the values. And so right now it's just got these 2 values, these 2 breaks at its maximum, and then this one at about 500,000. So if I go to 1,000,000 to start and hit OK and hit apply, I can see over here that I'm losing a whole bunch of the stream. What I'm going to do is just switch this color ramp here so it looks more like a stream. Change that one to no color, and now I can see the DEM underneath it, but I can see that that threshold value of 1,000,000 isn't going to work very well. So if I come back in here and I reclassify this and I go back down, we started at 500,000. Let's just take a look at what that looks like. That looks a little better, but I'm still not getting all of the stream. And so if I now change this down to say 100,000, it's kind of annoying that it keeps switching. Still, that doesn't look like it's enough. It's coming further up the watershed here, I can see it, but it's not getting any of these other streams, any of the tributaries other than that main tributary. So let's drop it down to something like 50,000 cells as a threshold for a stream. Now I can see I'm starting to get some flow up the sides here. If I go ahead and click OK, so that's looking a little better, but it's not going that far up those tributaries. And so I can keep playing with this, and this is a lot more efficient than playing with it in Raster Calculator and producing tons and tons of different rasters. So I'm going to just try going down to 10,000 even. Now that turned on a whole lot more. You can see it's getting up into a lot of these streams, but there's still, actually, the segments are looking pretty good, pretty connected. And so I could say, well, that's what I want, or I could say, actually, I would like it to be reaching up into these other tributaries a little bit more. So if I edit this again, let's drop it down to 5,000. Now I can see it's gone up in the air. Now how far do I need to go? Well, it's good to have some sort of reference, and a good reference would be a USGS quad map. So if I go and I add a base map for this area, and I bring in the USA topo maps, I'll add that. It'll take a second to load. Now that that's come in, I'll turn off my DEM here, and I can see where the streamlines on the USGS map, they go up stream a little bit further than these are, especially here in Mule Hollow. So what I'll do is bring that flow accumulation down even more. Maybe I'll try 2,500 this time. And now I can see I'm getting pretty close on some of these. It's really starting to stretch up into those areas and do a little bit better job. And so I could call it good there, or I could keep playing with it until I get a perfect match on the length. I can see here as I do start to decrease that value, even though it hasn't gone all the way up here, it's added some other tributaries that aren't mapped actually on the USGS map. So there is a little bit of a trade-off there. And you can see areas like this where it's not following exactly, because of the resolution of the DEM, it's not following exactly the stream layer that was derived for the USGS map. But anyway, you can play around with that thresholding until you find a value, and once you find that, you can then use that value in the raster calculator in your next steps. That concludes this video tutorial.